What's going on? Welcome to
D&D YouTube channel, bro. Tap in with us, man.
all right. Right now for today we want to talk about the incident that occurred in Nepal. Uh yeah, man, look. This is my first time watching this video. I was just kind of interested in what was going on over there and I just want to see what y'all going to think about it.
Nepal, pushed to the brink. A nation in flames. The ruling elite brought to its knees by Gen Z.
They want to see meaningful change and they say they won't stop until they get it.
All right, so they Gen Z over there in good old Nepal, they cutting up. So I've been really the thing that's been really apparent to me that's like really obvious is we don't see nothing about none of this stuff going on in our news circulating through our coverage at all, and I think that that's really interesting.
I mean, because you're not gonna see that in our news because they don't want that coming to America. You know what I'm saying? These Gen Zs over there, they out of control. You know, our generation, which is the millenniums, we won't be acting like this if we was, going through all this stuff in Napoleon or whatever the case might be. Like, I don't know a lot about this. My little brother, he put me on this, but this something new, bro, and this shit just wild, bro. Like, let's continue the video. This shit wild, bro.
It took just 48 hours. So how and why did it unravel so fast?
The protests that brought these buildings down and brought Nepal's government down did start peacefully. Thousands of young people taking to the streets wanting to be heard.
The trigger? A ban on social media platforms. The fuel? Something far deeper. Outrage.
Yeah, so a ban on social media, like it's a young crowd. Obviously, it's Gen Z.
Gen Z.
You put a ban on something like that, yeah, man. They gonna get kind of upset. That's like telling a boomer not to put no gas in his Mustang. He gonna be kind of pissed off about that.
Okay, but where is the boomers and the generation before these guys, like they parents? Why they got these kids, these Gen Zs running crazy like this and tearing the government shit down?
Well,
that's the crazy part.
The little bit I know about Nepal is that they politicians was ciphering money from they citizens. They was taking money from them, so it was like they was constantly taking, and they took something from this particular generation. They had said, you know what, we just gonna burn this bitch down.
So they just reacted to the situation.
They just reacted, yeah. Their parents was, I think, I don't want to, I don't know too much, but they was pretty much cool with it because they used to it.
Because their parents be like the Gen X's, and not the Gen X, well, the Gen X's, right? And the boomers, that'll be their parents.
Yeah, millennial, they won't.
They won't be our parents, not millennium. That'll be us. Yeah,
it's not us. But it's like, yeah. So, yeah, let's continue.
Against corruption, nepotism, and inequality. But some would pay for their protest with their lives. First came the tear gas, then water cannons, then the deadly shift. The police opening fire, killing dozens of people. Sanjay got hit in 4 places. These are the rubber bullets that struck him.
I
was hit suddenly. The bleeding was unstoppable. I was not able to stand on my feet. 2 friends held me up and put me in an ambulance. I was wearing a t-shirt and trousers, and they were soaked.
How do you feel towards the police?
If the police were more rational, this situation would not have happened. It looked like the entire system wanted to.
Let's be fair. I ain't want to hold one group over another. I'm kind of fair, kind of biased. So he said if the police were more rational and the situation would have got handled better. I don't know about that because I feel like if I was a police officer and I had like 1,000 young, able-bodied people yelling at me, I probably would get a little bit trigger happy too if I had rubber bullets. Now, one thing about those rubber bullets, they do hurt. Them things, they can knock some down. They can penetrate the eyeball if it's aimed incorrectly. And like he said, his clothes was wet. There was no kind of protection, especially when your clothes is wet and you got the bullets coming towards you. So in a situation like that, it's just kind of like it's fire.
I mean, these people actually going to war with the U.S., not the U.S. president, but their president and their government or whatever. They spraying them with water hose. They shoot them with rubber bullets. They beat them with bats. Like, they really going to war. This is really in a third world country. Like, this shit is crazy, bro. Like,
things like this was just meant to happen. So it is what it is.
To suppress our voices, they did not need to fire.
In the middle of the chaos, school children fleeing in their uniforms. It was a shocking and sudden spiral. The injured carried away, bloodied, on bikes. It was out of control. By the evening, the Home Minister took responsibility for the deadly crackdown and stood down. The ban on social media apps was lifted. But that wasn't nearly enough to placate the rage already ignited.
Drop your kitchen scraps in here instead of here, and you'll never have to deal with nasty trash. Plus, it keeps food out of landfills.
By morning, Kathmandu started to burn.
There is officially a curfew in place here in Kathmandu, but just look, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people still on the streets. They've been marching on Parliament. We've seen them setting fire to a police station. There is real anger in the air. Now, the Prime Minister has resigned, but it's not enough. We constantly are seeing this stream of people on bikes and on foot.
It was now the political establishment in the firing line, their homes torched. In one attack, the wife of one former prime minister was critically burnt. Online, videos circulated of helicopter evacuations, a government in retreat, the security forces and police nowhere to.
So at this point, this is where I got stuck onto this whole problem they had over there. The first thing I saw was just the president's family getting flown to safety with a helicopter, much like that. They on the helicopter hanging on for dear life. You know, it's some violence below them. They're trying to get away. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, this stuff is really serious over here. Like, they really infiltrated they governmental facilities and made these people retreat. Now, I don't understand why the government didn't resort to more lethal measures to keep them at bay. I'm glad they didn't. You know, they got away with a lot less bloodshed, but sometimes, man, when the people talk, you gotta listen. It's plenty of books that tell you that. Man, you seen Bug's Life, didn't it? You remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember Bug's Life.
Yeah, it's like, sure. Man, it's like, yeah, that one ant can turn to 20. You outnumbered. You got a problem. So, like, yeah, it's gonna kind of lead to that. I think it was like what? I don't think it was 100 people that the Boston Tea thing. Threw out
tea party.
Yeah, I don't even think it was like 50, like 100 of them folks that did that. It was like a small group of folks. I might be wrong. I'm more than likely wrong. I'm 100% wrong. But still, it wasn't that many.
To be seen. Symbols of wealth and power eviscerated. Hotels targeted in a city that depends on tourism. A fuse had been lit. Bottled up resentment bubbling over, fermented by high rates of youth unemployment.
People have deep concern about corruption in their country. They want to see meaningful change, and they say they won't stop until they get it.
Impatient, emboldened, infuriated.
This protest is not against the social media ban. This is against the big corruption that these ministers have done for the past 2 decades. We were suppressed. Now we have our voice. Violet, blue, green, red.
And this is what he's talking about. The seemingly lavish lifestyles of Nepal's elites and their families lampooned online, their privileged lives set against the poverty of ordinary Nepalis, shared under the hashtag Nepo Kids. But on the ground, there was now jubilation.
This is Parliament House in Kathmandu, the centre of political power, and just look, it has been overrun by protesters. They are screaming revolution. They believe they're on the cusp of major change in their country, and they have set fire to part of the building.
The very engine of government was under siege.
Things have shifted quite fast here. Protesters.
One thing I want to point out is the fact that she's not the only person that was there, that was filming this stuff, and also they not attacking her, they're not antagonizing her, they're not doing anything untoward towards her. Like I'm pretty sure some people will know a video I'm referring to, and it was a lady who looked just like her that was surrounded by a certain demographic of people, and the cameraman, he had to turn it off. He had to turn it off. It got bad, and she did like an interview talking about they got to her. They got her.
This lady right here.
No, it wasn't her. But I think I don't want to say what country she was in. I just know what happened. But they got to her, and I think she was strong to come back and be like they did. It was like a big group of them folks.
And the lady, was she North Asian or South Asian, or was she American?
She was American.
American. Okay.
Yeah, she was out there reporting on something, and then it's like I think the camera was about to die, and they stopped feeding it. It wasn't live no more. And then when the people realized they're around her, they started grabbing on her and doing, you know what I'm saying? And they got to her. Dang. And it was like a big group of them folks. She said at one point she was just kind of like I don't even know who's.
But they didn't kill her.
They didn't kill her. No, they ain't kill her.
Sometimes that American lady that they raped.
Yeah.
They were just antagonizing her and
great. Yeah, you gotta say great.
I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, great. Allegedly, my bad.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
No, it wasn't alleged. She had a whole.
That's what happened.
Yeah, she had an interview talking about her experience. Like that was messed up. But I'm saying like to point out they're not attacking her. It was a whole tourist people from America of different places, and they let the bus just go past. Because it's like we're not attacking nobody else. We got beef. This is smoke. It's for our government.
Yeah.
The people that's you know what I'm saying. They showed the videos what's going on. That's my thing. It's like if your country's got enough money to make. Man, that's the world we live in.
Have now stormed into Parliament House. You can see them making their way up the stairs, and they're trying to take away or destroy what little is left here. There's the thud of things crashing around, broken glass all over the floor, and fires too. They want to make clearly the biggest possible statement they can.
They emerged, gleefully clutching mementos, claiming victory.
Drinking warm water before bed improves eyesight almost overnight. Apparently, thousands of people are already.
By daybreak, though, a strictly enforced lockdown.
It's really interesting. Kathmandu feels totally different this morning. We've seen lots of military vehicles on the street. Then look at these guys. Now, they're guarding the president's residence behind them. Yesterday, protesters were able to storm inside and set fire to it, and the army.
It's so crazy. It's like they turning the U.S. We from Memphis, Tennessee, right? It's like they turning the U.S. to a third world country, just like this. You see the National Guards, the ATF, the ISIS, the FBI. You see all these different police officers coming in tanks. They in Navy trucks. They in undercover marked cars. You see the state troopers. They actually on the streets. Harassing people. It's like they turning our country to a third world country, just like South Asia. It's like it's crazy. Like they really turning our country to a third world country the same way. So it's just the world we live in now at this point, bro. Like we might well just get used to this shit.
Now, that is true. Now, one thing I can tell you for a fact, it was a lady. Trump was trying to pass a bill that would. See what you saying is like you think everything going towards martial law in America.
I mean I won't say it's I ain't gonna say now it's going to martial art in America. I'm saying like far as it's not as intense it is in South Asia like how it is. I mean, like in America that it is over there. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they slowly turning it into the same thing.
Yeah.
If
No,
you just open your eyes and see what's going on.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like it's slowly,
yes,
but it's still getting at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I think it's like, but the lady who I'm saying, like she went against a bill that was gonna slowly let Trump start initiating this martial law across different things. Because like I'm not no fool. I had said with the whole thing. Okay, first of all, let's be very, very clear. Trump, even at this point, has not sent more immigrants back to their countries than Obama. Let's be clear about that. And people have said that, and folks still get mad. Obama sent way more back than Trump has ever did, even to this point. So my thing about that is, they let him in. He trying to get him out. With that, he had said, "I'm gonna get me a task force that's going to go around these people up and get them out." Even when he said that, I was kind of like, on one hand, good. They're not supposed to be here. Let them go through the proper channels to get back here. Everything cool. I don't really care. The other thing about that is, you can't control every single person that's in this organization, in this task force.
Yeah.
So when that thing that say stop is kind of like not officially confirmed, but it is kind of like, hey, let's slow down. You can't tell them to stop because it's like they're gonna keep going. They're gonna do their own thing. And let's just say we got bamboozled, and we let these people build this task force, and now they got their own rules and regulations, and we can't do nothing about it because they already got their gears running. They can do what they want. Because it's like, it's been cases where it's like, hey, some people have been getting caught up and they straight. But then it's like, then you got some people saying, well, they can just come back and they can just do that. It's like, yeah, that's fine. You know, if they can come back, that's cool too. But it happened. It happened. So now we just took one step, 1 inch, a breath closer to martial law. So it's like, this stuff didn't happen overnight. This was allowed to happen over a large amount of time. And it's kind of like,
they just basically just got fed up. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the Gen Zs just got fed up, and they took it in their own hands to retaliate on the government. I mean,
yeah. And I guarantee you, they had some elders talking about some. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. Look at them. They know exactly what the hell they did. And it went down the way it went down. People got hurt, but it's kind of like, that's one of the reasons people forget. The Second Amendment exists not for you to bear arms. The Second Amendment exists for we can bear arms in case our government need to get slapped across their head. That's why we got our Second Amendment. It's not just because we like guns and shooting them motherfuckers. No, it's to protect ourselves against our government.
I never knew that. I always thought protect ourselves against others.
No, others are the government as well.
Oh, okay.
Because like the founding fathers put that joint in there because they was rebelling against Britain. They broke away from Britain to make the U.S. So that was like, okay, so we won't turn into what they are. Y'all keep y'all guns, and when the government start working in y'all favor, burn that motherfucker down. That's what it's for. So, and that's why Britain took their guns from their people over there, and now they online talking. If you in Britain, and you type, "I don't like my government," you going to jail. Come outside, you going to jail. It's literally like that. I'm not exaggerating. It's horrible. Just because they know they not gonna get no kind of resistance. So it is what it is.
Well, they did nothing. Now they're vowing to take things under control.
But this was a country without a leader and with very few places left to work.
This feels totally surreal. I'm inside Parliament House and just look, destruction everywhere. We were here as hundreds of protesters stormed inside yesterday, and you've got filing cabinets, photos, everything completely burnt to a crisp. And when you look at this scale of destruction, you're just left wondering, will this actually set back the cause of Gen Z, and might we see more violence in the days to come?
The Gen Z movement did repeatedly warn protesters not to act violently. Some of those who returned to clear up the mess said their cause was hijacked by opportunists.
We just wanted a peace protest, but everything turned into violence, everything turned into negativity. This is not what we wanted. I don't think any of the people sitting here, standing here wanted this, but this happened. Now we have to get back, we have to work hard, now we have to clean our city, we have to clean the country, we want a new Nepal, and this is what we all are here for.
Across the city, it was clear things were still fragile.
Here you see signs of where the unrest spread. There's a Hilton hotel at the end. That is smouldering. This is a jail. And on this van are prisoners who tried to escape during the protests. They're now being put on these vans, taken to another prison. But it is just an indication of how chaotic it got in Kathmandu.
Now starts the repair work. And Gen Z has found an unexpected seat at the table in talks with the military, hoping for a say in who leads Nepal next.
Whatever happens next, whatever shape this country's leadership takes, this protest.
Okay, so she didn't cover the fact that a lot of those Gen Zs in Nepal, they did go out there and clean up after they messes. You know, of course, it's gonna be people that's in for the fuck shit. So, but they did go up, clean they mess up, and I'm not 100% sure because she didn't say it, but I just read it somewhere, and that was like they found their president on Discord.
Wow.
They
found their president on Discord.
Yeah, she's a nice old lady. She's not Gen Z. She's older. She looks pretty caring. I saw a picture of her. She was sitting down and somewhere looking real official. But like I said, I don't know. I'm not 100% on their politics. I'm not 100% on what's going on over there. But I just know that they did.
I mean, this not cards. You can't renege on what you did, though. They already burnt the country down almost.
I mean, like, I feel like they had to. They almost had to burn their country down.
But they went back and cleaned it up. Like, how did they clean it up? Cars are burnt down. People been getting sprayed with water, with goddamn fire hydrants and rubber bullets and.
But the people that was doing the spraying and shooting, they the ones that got cleaned up. They lost.
I mean, it was just chaos there. That's a lot, bro. I couldn't even imagine that happening in the U.S., bro. That's chaos, bro. I mean, I understand why they did it. Stand up for their rights or whatever the case might be, but I mean, you don't supposed to, eat where you shit. I mean, shit where you eat, bro. Don't do that. Don't shit where you eat. Y'all live there.
Well, let me ask you this then: if it's don't shit where you eat, who was shitting where they eat the most? Was it the people that was running the country or the people that was suffering under people that was running the country?
I mean, I ain't got no dog in the fight. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, bro, you still have to live there. Most of them people are middle-class citizens. They're not rich. They can't just leave the country. So you fucked up their country and you still have to live there.
Nah, I see where you coming from. But I see where you saying, like, okay, they did a lot of damage, and it's kind of like, okay, Monday come back around, who going to work?
Exactly.
So it's like, I get you. I really do, I get you. But it's like, you can't think long-term if you're only thinking about tomorrow. So
I mean, yeah, for sure.
So it's like, it had to be some damages. It's going to have to be some setbacks. Somebody gonna be hungry. Somebody gonna have a breeze coming through their front room. Yeah, it's gonna happen. But it's like in the long run, my things gonna be a little bit better. I hope it is better for them. I hope there is a positive outcome from all this violence and disaster that fell upon them in all this time. But sometimes, I mean, some shit hit the fan. You gotta deal with it.
Sometimes you gotta. Yeah, I get that too.
But like
chaos.
That was video numero uno.
Yeah, little bro just put me on a lot of game. I ain't know nothing about Nepal. You know what I'm saying? He just put me on a lot of game about what's going on in their country. And, we just, pray for them.
If you found that interesting, we can do Britain next or UK. Because I tell you, you can laugh at that. Them folks knocking on their door because a tweet.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you don't get up out my face. But like, yeah, that's the first video. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all have a good one.